everyone. Welcome back to another segment of AWS On Air. We are live here from New York City, the AWS 2023 Summit, New York City. My name is Jeff Marushak, and I am a Senior Solutions Architect with AWS's Department of Defense Air Force team. And I'm joined with two awesome guests. Jillian, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks so much, Jeff. So my name is Jillian Ford, and I am a Startup Solutions Architect. But the real star of today's episode is sitting right here. So please introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you guys. Hi everybody, I'm Sama Bali. I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager in the AI/ML organization here at AWS. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah.
So I know we're going to talk AI/ML, but let's talk predictive maintenance. And this is a topic that comes up a lot for us. We talk to customers and we hear that this is something that customers want to do. Unfortunately, we hear about accidents like maybe train derailments or things that maybe could have been avoided with better predictive maintenance.
Yeah.
So let's start with what is predictive maintenance, and we'll go from there.
Definitely. So we hear this from a lot of our industrial customers as well, but predictive maintenance in a nutshell really is a technique which is using data analysis tools and techniques to help you really detect any kind of potential defects in your equipment, anticipate any kind of failures in your operations as well. Now, just as you mentioned, we've got a lot of industrial customers out there, and historically what they've been doing is they've been either doing reactive maintenance, which is something breaks, they go fix it. It's like your car, right? Yeah. It goes down, you take it to the garage, which means this is going to be extremely costly because now you're paying for the cost of downtime, the cost of loss of productivity. Or they tend to do what is known as preventive maintenance, which is in a regular period of time, they'll go in and carry out maintenance.
Even if the part's fine, they would just have a time period and it's time to replace it.
Exactly. Same, going back to the car analogy, you take in your car every 6 months for an oil check, right? It's a periodic period of time. This also turns out to be costly because, Jeff, as you said, you might be replacing parts which still have a few good cycles, or your cycles for maintenance are so wide apart that now you did not get in time and your system still goes into a downtime. Yeah. So that's where predictive maintenance really comes into place because it's using historical data as well as real-time data from all parts of your operation to help you find when you could have a potential failure so that at that point you can have a planned maintenance cycle.
Yeah, what's interesting is that predictive maintenance doesn't necessarily include AI/ML because I think for many years, it's been done manually. And so I know my customers, there are certain propellers that get visually inspected every time the plane comes down, but that takes time and man hours.
Yes, correct.
And we're human. Humans make mistakes, unfortunately. So how does AI/ML kind of help out with predictive maintenance?
So the good thing about AI/ML is that it's helping you get all of that data in place from your sensors, from your IoT gateway. You have now one place where the data gets processed easily, and it helps you predict, looking at the normal operating patterns of your machine, that this is normal for you. Anything outside of that normal patterns is an anomaly, and you should go check into your machine. So this is where AI/ML really helps you really pinpoint when you could have a downtime instead of just a guesswork that, 6 months down the lane, we're supposed to have this issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds so useful. So how can actually customers deploy these predictive maintenance solutions?
So at AWS, we actually provide you with a spectrum of solutions for predictive maintenance. It really starts with Amazon Monitron. This is an end-to-end machine learning-powered predictive maintenance solution. And by end-to-end, I mean it comes with a set of wireless sensors. So these are the sensors which are attached to the equipment. These sensors are looking into your temperature and vibration analysis and providing that into an IoT gateway. This gateway collects all the data from different kinds of sensors, sends it to AWS. That's where the Monitron, the service itself is using machine learning to find any kind of anomalies for you. And then all of this comes together in a companion mobile app. So you can see it in the console, but it also has an app where you can see each sensor details. Whenever an anomaly is detected, we tell you, OK, this sensor located in this location, that's where you have it. Yeah. So that's Amazon Monitron. I actually got these sensors for you guys to look at it also. These are small but mighty sensors.
Yeah,
so
look at that. I mean, it's how small it is, right?
Yeah.
Just in perspective.
Yeah.
I do want to call out, these are $50 each. So the really good thing about Monitron is you can start really small. A kit comes with 5 sensors and an IoT gateway. It is available on Amazon.com with
right.
Prime shipping. So you can get it
Wow.
within 2 days.
Yeah.
just pointing that out.
So you said
amazing.
these monitor temperature and vibration.
Correct.
Okay.
So the entire kit comes together really easily. You can start small, start with a small POC, and then get going. The good thing about it is a lot of the times we hear from our customers that they struggle with creating that entire overall infrastructure with predictive maintenance,
Yeah.
right? You need to have a team who knows the right sensors for the use case. Then you need to have a way so that these sensors are talking to the gateway. The data is getting processed in a secure manner. You need to have a team which is building your machine learning models.
Yep.
With Amazon Monitron, we remove all of that. You do not need any machine learning expertise. You start with the
Wow.
sensors. They automatically get connected to the gateway. The data is transferred on its own. And that machine learning expertise, everything is all built in.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So what is the gateway like? Does this come with the gateway, or is that a separate piece?
You can buy the entire kit. It's
Okay.
a separate piece. We've got options between a wired and a wireless gateway as well.
Wow.
Cool.
And each gateway can support up to 30 sensors.
What's the connectivity? Is it like Wi-Fi, or is it LoRaWAN, or something?
It's Bluetooth Low Energy. So that's how the sensors
Wow.
are talking
Yeah.
to the gateway.
That is something that's coming up a lot. We're hearing Bluetooth LE a lot,
Yep.
and especially with industrial type of sensors. So that's great. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see this. Can you show us a demo of it?
Definitely. Before we move on to others, let me quickly show you a demo for Monitron. So this is already set up, as you can see. I've got 3 sensors deployed. I'm going to start with the first one right here.
Wait, is it one of these?
It is. It's not one of these. This
Oh,
is an
oh.
actual equipment. I wish it was on one
Whoa.
of these. It has to be any kind of, rotating machinery.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is my first sensor. As you can see, it shows the status of the sensor itself. It shows you vibration analysis. This is what the normal looks like. We also show you different kinds of the ISO alarm, ISO warnings, and it's performing all within that threshold itself.
And just to break in really quick, if you're thinking about, maybe a viewer is wondering, why is vibration important?
Yeah,
And if you
let's
think
think about
if there's some sort of part that's spinning, a cog or something, even if you visually inspect it or listen to it, you might not be able to see
Absolutely correct.
something wearing down, the
Yeah.
cogs wearing down, or something getting slightly out of alignment. Or you start getting used to a sound that it comes gradually. But if you have the data and you're comparing
Yeah.
the data to what the baseline is, then you can see when it starts to veer out of that.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. And the same goes for temperature. We've got the entire temperature analysis right here, so you can see the different kinds of thresholds. And then we also have a tab for sensor details. So this is where it tells you when it was actually put into production, what your battery status looks like.
Wow.
Each of these sensors are battery operated. They have a lifespan of about 5 years.
Wow.
So you can easily see what the status looks like. You can see when the next measurement frequency is going to be and things like that.
are they rechargeable, or is it just a
No,
one-time thing?
It's
Okay.
just a one-time thing for 5 years.
5 years, that's fine.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Now, the one key thing which I do want to point out is this is the same area where you actually get to see your anomalies. The good thing is the machine learning model and the sensors are improving on a daily basis. So let's say we gave you an alert which wasn't the right anomaly, or that's something which keeps happening with your machine. You can tell it, oh, this is a normal function, and the machine learning model learns from it so that it understands, okay, this is an anomaly by me, but this is how the equipment functions. I'm not going to show it as an anomaly anymore. So the ML model keeps learning. We also have the ability to send updates for the sensors itself through over-the-air updates.
Wow.
So your entire system is actually improving instead of just a one-time buy.
That's amazing. And then, so I can imagine maybe because there might be some people who are not really sure of like what are the actual variables that really are causing for the
Yep.
sensor to or the device to maybe not be behaving correctly. So it's pretty cool that like you're able to see all the different variables over here and give them a better intuition of it.
Exactly. We call it the Fitbit for industrial equipment.
I like that.
So it tells you, okay, something's wrong, it's wrong here, and this could be a variable, please look into it.
Wow. And then I can imagine then customers are starting to maybe build more just like real-time systems based off of this, because I guess there's people are used to a lot of alerting, but you need the right alerts that can actually allow you to say, okay, this is really time to actually go and take action from it.
So we've actually had a number of customers deploying Monitron at this point. This has been in the market for about 2 years now. A really good example is Baxter International. They are a medical global provider. And this is an organization which has 70 sites across the globe, 24/7 operations. Even a minute's downtime is critical because it directly affects patients' lives.
Wow.
So since they've deployed Monitron in one of their lighthouse facilities, Monitron has helped them detect about 500 hours of downtime. So
that's amazing.
They've avoided 500 hours of downtime. Now, this equates to 7 million units of production.
That's amazing.
10,000 lives of patients out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were they using sensors like these?
Exactly these.
Because see, I was going to
That is
ask
crazy,
you. I was
yeah.
going to ask you, are these industrial grade?
They
Yeah,
are industrial
sensors.
grade.
There's-
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because some people might see this and you just said, oh, it's available on Amazon.com, and you think some industrial manager is going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy some
Yep.
monitors that are
yeah.
going to try to save
Yep.
lives on Amazon.com for $50 a piece.
yeah.
But they are.
They are
amazing.
industrial grade.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, our own Amazon customer fulfillment centers across the globe are using these on a daily basis.
Wow.
Monitron has helped them really reduce unplanned downtime by 69%,
That's amazing.
which equates to $23 million saved because now you don't have downtime, loss of productivity, or late shipment costs for the fulfillment centers itself.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
So, and it also sounds like you could also kind of start a little project. It's cheap enough that
Yeah.
you can experiment by yourself, but because it's industrial grade, you can put this out on the floor.
Yes.
So,
You can easily start with a small POC, just those 5 sensors, 1 gateway. It takes about 15 days for the system to really baseline, understand your equipment, and see what's normal operating pattern. And then once it starts looking at anomalies, you'll have it on your phone, on the console, anywhere you want.
yeah.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I was just thinking because we've got a lot of people who are listening who are of all different areas. We've got some people who probably resonate because they've got like their own project maybe
Yep.
that they want to build with, and they've got others who, oh my gosh, I need to actually use this in my business. So let's start with the people who are at home and they have a project that they want to be able to build. Any advice that you would have for them?
The only big advice being these are good for anything which is a rotating machinery.
Okay.
So pumps, compressors, fans.
People make all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff at
This
home.
is what
so
it's
I don't
meant
know.
for. Yeah. I do want to call out for folks who already have their own sensors also. So let's say you're an organization, you already invested a lot in sensors.
Yep.
We do also provide a service known as Amazon Lookout for Equipment. So the good thing about that service is it can take data, all kinds of historical data from your sensors, as well as maintenance records, and then create a unique machine learning model for you. You do not need any ML expertise. The system does all of that itself. All you're doing is providing the data. The service ingests itself. It can take data from up to 300 sensors in one go.
Wow.
It looks at 28,000 different kinds of algorithms to find the one which really depicts how your equipment works. And then it helps you find any kind of anomalies across your entire width of operation as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, because that's one thing to think of if you know your equipment is being monitored correctly. Is the monitor in the
Yeah.
right place, or should we be looking at vibration? Should we be looking at
Yes.
temperature? Sounds like that will be able to look at your past data and help you decide what the key variables are.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So that's that spectrum we have, right? You're starting out, you're looking for a monitoring system, an end-to-end one, you start with Monitron. You start small, you can scale up easily. You already have your sensors and infrastructure. You look into Lookout for Equipment because it can really pinpoint where the issue is. And then we have a third solution for you as well, that let's say you have a lot of data you've collected across the years. You also have the ability to build your own machine learning model using Amazon SageMaker. So
That's a good call out.
that's literally that entire spectrum we offer from an AWS perspective. Depending on your use case, you can really come and pick and choose what you want to build for predictive
Yeah.
maintenance.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm really into the IoT area, and it's always funny. You kind of closing with SageMaker and AI/ML. the IoT folks always get along with the AI ML folks because we always say, well, we're getting you the data.
Yep.
And then the AI ML folks was like, thanks IoT folks for giving us the data. Let's make some business decisions based off of it and stuff. So it's nice to see the full picture of how the data is helping customers make informed business decisions.
It's so true. Yeah, I love that. I definitely want to recap because I know there's people at home who really resonate with this, and they're probably thinking, I work at this big company, we've got so much data, it's kind of overwhelming because they're used to having to wait till something breaks, going out and fixing it, and they see this and they're like, wow, this is really fantastic. So what advice do you have for that person who's at home right now is listening, and how they can really get started?
I think it's first is figuring out what your use case within that predictive maintenance realm is, right? If you are looking to get started with some form of sensors, as I said, it's easy. Order these, the entire pack of 5 sensors and an IoT gateway comes together for about $715 US. It's available on Amazon.com.
And for 5 years, too. That's
for
like,
5 years,
what an investment,
right?
yeah.
You get started small, you see how these work. You want to get started with a bigger POC, you reach out to me on LinkedIn and I can get you connected with our business development team. Look out for equipment is, again, when you have your own sensors, you want to start building your own solution. The good thing about that service is it comes with its own free tier. So
that's awesome.
2 months free. Just go in, use the service, see the anomalies, really get your hands dirty with it and see how the service is performing for you. And the same goes for SageMaker. You can get started building your own machine learning models. We also have SageMaker Canvas, which is a no-code, low-code service where you can literally just ingest all your data. No coding required, no ML expertise. The machine learning model will be developed for you.
So I don't need to be a data scientist.
You do not need to be a data scientist. That's the key thing.
To create a model.
I was going to say, there's no excuses now, right?
I am not a data scientist.
The first thing we do right after session is get you access into SageMaker Canvas. Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This was great. Thank you for the monitors. I appreciate it. We'll keep those. We're going to check that vibration here in a little bit. But thanks again for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
All right, we are live here from the 2023 AWS New York City Summit. My name is Jeff Marushak, Jillian Sama. We'll be back right after this for our next segment.